today on Divorce Court.
I'm at divorce court because my wife lies, she cheats, and I'm tired of it, and it's gotta stop.
Joe knows that I feel lonely. I believe he cares, but I feel like he doesn't know how to express it and how to change the situation.
She has cheated on me with a family member and possibly gotten pregnant by them. I want a DNA test because Shadow's unfaithful, and there's a really good chance that our youngest daughter isn't mine.
I'm hoping that the judge will tell Joe that he needs to help me more and to be there for me more as a husband instead of just a provider.
Divorce Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toler presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Joseph Lantry and Shadow Lantry. The two of you have been together for a total of 9 years and have been married for the last 2 years. You have one child together, some other children from previous relationships. Mr. Lantry, Mrs. Lantry, you say your marriage is in trouble. Mr. Lantry, I'm going to start with you. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Your Honor, Shadow likes to lie. She likes to cheat. I can't even believe that our youngest daughter is mine, so I'm here seeking paternity on her. We weren't even together 4 months the first time I suspected her of cheating on me. About a year and a half ago, I caught her in her car in the middle of having an affair with another woman. And not to mention, like I said before, the paternity on my youngest daughter, she may or may not be a family member of mine.
Of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're concerned that not only did she cheat, but she cheated with somebody in your family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you tell me a little bit about the first time you caught her?
Well, the first time I caught her, we got into an argument over something really ridiculous. I'm sure she kicked me out of her car, left me about 1.5 miles away from my house to walk. We basically separated for that night. The next morning, I went to go to her house to try and talk it out, basically, and I seen her ex-boyfriend leaving the back of her house. So I kept going to her house. I asked what was going on, why her ex-boyfriend was just leaving the back of the house. She convinced me, that nothing happened. He was just there to pick up something he had left there from when they were dating. Well, later on that day, we were just kind of hanging out, and I came across some pictures of the two of them on her laptop from the night before. So that more or less just told me that he wasn't there
pictures?
for 5 minutes.
Or just pictures?
Just pictures, no nudity or anything like that. Yeah, luckily.
I had checked. Now, Mrs. Lantry, did you, after the argument, get busy with your ex?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. My relationship has been really strained lately, and when him and I fight, I do the extreme.
Have you always been like that?
No, I have not, Your
yeah.
Honor.
Well, do you have another story to tell me?
Well, another time she got angry at me and we got into a fight. She stormed out of the house, told me that she was going to go cool off at the beach for a little bit. And I gave her, hours to cool off. She never came back. So I figured I would go try to find her at the beach. Upon arriving to the beach, I walked up to her car and noticed that, that there was another female in the car and they were both topless. I'm not sure exactly why one had their face in the other's lap, but, you can only assume, what you want to assume from there.
Without going into detail, did you have a tryst with another person when you were fighting with him again?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, I appreciate your honesty. I really do. Do you think that's an appropriate way to handle discord in a marriage? Let's start there.
I do not think it's appropriate, Your Honor. I've been known to do some pretty outlandish things when I'm upset because I don't think clearly. But when him and I argue, sometimes I lose it and I don't think clearly and I don't really realize what I'm doing until after it's done.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I lose it. I hit you in the head with a hammer, you pass out, you've lost it. That's a blackout.
Yeah.
That's just, you're feeling some sort of way, and what you're doing is making yourself feel better right now by the easiest means necessary with you is taking your clothes off with somebody else. It's not a losing. It's not, it's not a psychotic break. You're just doing it. Any other cheating stories? And then, Mrs. Lantry, I'm going to get to why you feel so badly.
Yes, actually. So I had a family member come down to Florida. I tried to reconnect with him, start spending a lot of time. He was over at my house all the time, hung out with us. We were all cool. So one day I decided to go to the store. I had to get some things to fix my house. I was only gone for about 20, 25 minutes. I come back, open up the door. I see said family member running out of my bedroom, throwing his shirt on. I hear feet pitter-pattering, and I look over again back at my door and see Shadow's legs, from like the legs down, undressed, running into the restroom. When that happened, I walked into the restroom and asked her what was going on. She acted clueless, like she didn't know what was going on. She told me that she had been in the restroom for quite some time now, you know, at least 10, 15 minutes. And she was undressed, completely naked. I just wasn't buying that.
Mrs. Lantry, were you fooling around with the friend?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
I still, to this day, don't really know exactly what went on.
I do.
Well, I mean, I just, you know.
Ms. Lantry, you're committing flagrant fouls regularly. Why do you think that is? Why? I mean, people get mad at their husband. They throw a rock at the car. That's outrageous. You know, they call them some names, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You sleep with other people. Tell me, how do those things get juxtaposed in your head?
Your Honor, I have found in my life that every time I've been upset, even before I've been with Mr. Lantry, for whatever reason, I've always used sex as an escape for pain or anger.
Mm-hmm. That's how you cope.
Yes, it's not the right way, but yes, it is, Your Honor. It's how I cope.
That's very deep. I know you're not the only one who does that, but you so quickly, though.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm very compulsive.
Very compulsive, Your Honor.
After you've done it, what do you say to him? Do you apologize? Are you remorseful?
I am, Your Honor. I'm very remorseful. Every time it happens, I seem to break down and cry to him and tell him the full truth.
Why do you think your relationship is so strained? It appears that you have grand arguments over small matters. Why do you believe that is?
Well, Your Honor, my husband spends a lot of time at work. I'm very lonely a lot. I'm at home with the kids all the time.
I want to talk about this some more because it's very deep, and I need a moment to get my arms around it because we want to get from here to better.
There's been several occasions where he's worked very long hours and did not get a paycheck for the week. It makes me upset because it's like, you know, what are you doing at work all this time away from your family and causing a strain on us?
Mrs. Lantry, you regularly engage in some outrageous behavior. Question I had for you was, why do you think you do that? You say there's strains in the relationship because he works a lot and you're home with the kids. That is not an uncommon complaint. Why is it so extraordinarily distressing to you at this particular point in time?
Well, Your Honor, it makes me feel unimportant. When my husband works a lot, it causes a lot of strain because he's always tired. We don't do many things together. Mm-hmm. And I'm young. We're both young. I feel like we should be having fun regardless of...
And I got to say this. They've been married 2 years. He's 23. Was a baby when he said I do. I'm just saying.
No, you're
But go
right.
ahead. I mean, you're very, very young. You feel unimportant. You don't feel appreciated. You don't feel worthwhile. Is that what
Exactly,
you're
Your
saying because he works? Would you like him to work less? And if he worked less, do you think that would resolve some of the tension in the home?
I do, Your Honor. I understand that he has to work the hours that he does to support our family. However, I feel like he puts work first sometimes.
You understand that he has to put in those hours to make enough money to support you,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
then you claim he puts work first. Does he go to work when he doesn't need to, or does he go to work and not get paid? How is he putting work first?
Well, Your Honor, there's been several occasions where he's worked very long hours and did not get a paycheck for the week. It makes me upset because it's like, you know, what are you doing at work all this time away from your family and causing a strain on us when you're not even getting paid for it?
What, you don't think that he knows he's not going to get a check, do you?
No, I know that he doesn't know that, but it's happened several times, so...
That's something that's happening to him.
Yes.
It's not something he's doing to you. He's getting screwed out of his money. You should be there. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Not, you know, well, you didn't even get paid. He got used.
Yes.
Have you been married before?
No, ma'am.
First marriage?
Yes.
Mr. Lantry, what do you think the problem is?
Lack of communication, to be honest. I mean, I've tried to find jobs where I don't have to work as much, but, most of those jobs just don't bring in enough money to support us and support our lifestyle.
Right.
Shadow wants, things. She wants purses, sunglasses, trips. She wants a bunch of stuff.
Are you one of these people who wants things? You want pretty, shiny stuff?
Your Honor, I used to not be, but being with Joe has kind of spoiled me. He's, spoiled me, taken care of me because of, the amount of money he brings in.
Tell me about your birthday. You got very agitated because he did or did not do something on your birthday.
Joe had the day off. He wanted to sleep in for a little while, which is fine with me. I was under the assumption that when he woke up, he would want to do something special for me for my birthday. Whenever he woke up, he was kind of cranky and in a bad mood because he was still tired. And, we started to argue, and I asked him, are you even going to take me out for my birthday? And he said, I'd rather just stay at home and watch a movie and order pizza. And it kind of hurt me because I've always went out of my way for his birthday since I've known him. And it kind of made me feel unimportant to him.
I think I see what's happening here. Now I want to turn my attention to the family support that you have around you.
I've tried my hardest to be cordial and civil with them. I've tried to get along. I've invited them to my children's birthday parties.
I mean, if you had a kid and they married somebody and they run around every time they get an argument, they sleep with somebody else, would you like them? Do you believe cheating is a coping mechanism or a cop-out?
Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
You say your family never liked your wife from the jump.
I think that they didn't like that I was, giving most of my attention to her. I was always usually trying to help my family out, stuff like that, doing them favors. Whenever that stopped, it's almost like they got jealous of her.
Right. How do you handle your disagreements with his family? Are you guys just cordial and curt, or are there screaming matches? People get drunk, act up? What goes on?
I've tried my hardest to be cordial and civil with them. I've tried to get along. I've invited them to my children's birthday parties, anything of the sort, and it's never enough. And it's simply because of me being myself.
I mean, if you had a kid and they married somebody and they run around every time they get an argument, they sleep with somebody else, would you like them?
I would not, Your Honor, but this has been going on since my infidelity issues.
Since before your
Since
infidelity?
before, yes.
They just didn't like you for him. Why not?
When they found out that she was a little bit older than I was, they were like, no.
Let me tell you what would have happened if you were my son.
Yes, ma'am.
You come home with a woman that's older, and she's not working, and she gets my young 21-year-old son to marry her and support her, and she's running around, and I wouldn't like her at all. She laid it on you, as my mother would say, and you got caught up and fell in love, and then you taking care of her, and she's not taking care of you. You don't believe your youngest child is yours. Why not?
I woke up one morning around 2 a.m. Shadow was gone. When you wake up in the middle of the night, your spouse is gone. Right. Nothing good can come of that. I went back to the beach, the same beach that she was at with the woman, to find her with my family member in the car again. And he hopped out and took off after that. I have not seen him since. But it was only weeks after that we found out she was pregnant.
Mrs. Lantry, do you believe that this other family member might be the father of the baby?
There is a small possibility.
We knew you had this concern, so we did take a DNA test. And I do have the results. What would you do if your partner cheated with a member of your family?
Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
You love the living daylights out of this woman, don't you?
Of course.
I heard you when I saw you when I first said to her, she's got a whole lot of empty over there, which is why she goes running off and having sex with other people the moment she doesn't feel good. And I said, I want you to get from here to better. And you kept nodding your head. You don't want to leave. You don't want to call her names. You want her to get fixed and get better. Did you hear that?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
If I was his mother, they'd be cuffing me right now. because I'd be over there on you. He loves you. And I don't think you're a bad person. I think you're a broken person. And most of the time when people are broken, hollow, and empty, it's not a function of a lack of character. It's a function of something that did or did not happen.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't know what it is. I'm going to send you to talk to somebody. You better go, too.
I want to go, Your Honor.
I'm going to say a few things before you do, but we're going to find out if that last one's yours. 6 months? Mr. Lantry, I am so very sorry, but there is absolutely 0% chance that you're the father of that baby. Now, hang on. He's gonna love the baby no matter what. He already does. He loves your child that isn't his, and he's gonna love that one just as much. I know you're broken because you wanted it to be his, because he's the best thing that ever happened to you, is he not?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're so empty inside, you don't even try to shine your own light. You're looking for validation from everywhere except from where within. You know, he's working all the time. You know, you feel lonely. There are things you can do to entertain yourself. You can have your own interests. You can have your own hobbies. You can be excited. Having children that age, I had a whole little kindergarten going on. You could be like super mommy with all of the learning, and they could be on their second language and all of that, instead of you waiting out the window wondering when daddy's gonna come home, bring you your new purse, and take you to dinner. You could be so excited about giving those children that leg up that they're gonna need in this world. But you've got to decide that strength and love and self-appreciation comes from within. It doesn't come from anything you can touch or anywhere you can go. It's not about your birthday. It's not about the parties. It's not about somebody touching your body. It's about what you think about you, and about you denying yourself immediate gratification, because that's all it is. You're not willing to, hey, it hurts. I feel bad. Don't rush, don't run. I believe you can do it, but you got to believe that it's your obligation to get better, and it's not going to be easy, and you got to be willing to work on it and willing to suffer for it. You willing to do that?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Lantry, I so wish this had turned out some other way. I don't know what to say.
You and me both.
Yeah, there's 0% probability. I think you should talk to somebody at a DNA place that talks to you about the nature of zero possibility, because if it was a family member, usually there's a trace of that somewhere.
Absolutely.
My best of luck. You a wonderful man. My best of luck to you. Bella, can I say this?
Absolutely, go ahead.
You have an obligation to be there for her, but you don't have an obligation to be kicked around by her. And if she is not truly on the right path, she's not making that effort, she's not making that strength, sometimes the best you can do is save yourself and your kids. I hope it doesn't go there. But I had an obligation to tell him that. I wish you both the best. This matter is adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You know, it's not Joe. Is there anybody that comes to mind who may be the father?
Yes, I have an idea.
Who may that be?
A friend of mine.